Hey guys, welcome to the channel for another boss guide of Elden Ring. This time we're taking on Margit the Fell Omen. This boss is a major test of player patience and skill, and so I'm hoping that this video can help you out. I'm going to talk about a few different ways that you can take on Margit, specifically with focusing on dodging, and then another focus on potential parrying. Now, if you are a spellcaster, you can cast your spells like crazy in this fight. Just be aware that Margit will become hyper aggressive if you do so. So while that is commonplace for Elden Ring, when you do cast spells or shoot arrows at enemies, it makes them more aggressive. Just be aware that Margit the Fell Omen is not excused from that idea. If you try to cast spells on him, he will just rush you like crazy. So be aware of that. First thing I want to talk about is right here. You do have a summon. His name is Roger. He's also he's a spellblade type. He's got a sword and I think it's an S-stick, and then he casts spells as well. If you do need help, he's a good little bit of help in the fight, as well as you can summon your own ashes during this area too, if you do have access to that already at this point in the game. So let's get this fight started. You just run up to the gate here, and then you see this cutscene. I'm gonna let the cutscene play out.
Tarnished, in search of the Elden Ring, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is how to parry Margit the Fell Omen. He does have a couple of very parryable attacks, so let's talk about which ones are. Not this one. You cannot parry any jumping attacks in the game, so don't try that. He'll have this attack right here. He'll charge his weapon. When he does that, he's going to swing at you twice. Basically, you want to roll around the back of him. If you try to roll away from him when he does that, you'll find that his cane has extremely long range and will likely hit you because of the actual hitbox size of it. So be aware of that. Let's see if we can get him to parry. So that attack right there that I just missed the parry on, it is very parryable, but I parried a little bit late. A lot of his overhand attacks that he'll do are very parryable, and if you are parrying, those are the ones you want to focus on. He does do a little bit of a scoop attack right here, and then follows it up with the slam. That slam is the one you want to try to parry. And then that backhand attack is also parryable, but keep in mind that in order to actually get a riposte on him, you have to parry twice. It does save, so once you get the second one, it will work out, but you will not be able to get a riposte until that second parry specifically. So be aware of that. Let's see if we can get this to work. Here it is. I parried late again. There's the scoop. Here's the slam. And there's our riposte. So I wouldn't recommend actually parrying him. This is something that if you really want to challenge yourself for this fight, that is a way to fight him. But I would recommend just sticking to dodging, as because he does take 2 parries to get a riposte on, unless you're using daggers, it's just not really worth the effort. So we're going to fight him normally by dodging now. You'll see that he has a couple of slower attacks, one where he jumps up in the air and then slams the ground with the staff, and then another one where he just slowly raises the weapon like he just did and then stabs the ground with the staff. Those are the best moments to strike. If he does that, those are your moments where you want to swing your weapon as much as possible without being greedy. So we're going to try to lure that out of him again so I can show you what I mean. This right here, he does this, we can attack twice and then back off. We're safe, we're free, we're not taking any damage. Slow and steady wins this race. Let's back up. Here's a slam. You can attack him there with that too, but I will say that it's likely best to just kind of not if you're unable to time it well. Let's go ahead and try to get more of these slam attacks out. Here comes one right here. Oh, I lied. That's not right there. He changed it up on me. Here it is right here. Once he stabs it into the ground, you can land 2 or 3 quick attacks and then roll away. You see how much damage I was able to land there without much effort? Those are the attacks you want to capitalize your damage on, because he's unable to move, so you can just hit him for free. Here's this attack again. We dodge around the side of him for both of these attacks. We swing once, we back off. Once he goes phase 2, he pulls out a Faith Spirit Hammer and then slams the ground with it. This is when the fight gets real. These weapons are unparryable and can also be very hard to dodge based on the combos that he pulls off with them. But the same rule applies though. The same rule applies with the staff. When he stabs the staff into the ground, you can hit him 2 or 3 times, then back off and take minimal damage. And so that's what I'm going to keep on doing to really show how much you can take advantage of that moment. You can also hit him once or twice for free after he does the jump attack with the hammer, but you need to be careful because if you time it poorly like I just did, he will hit you with a follow-up attack, which is just devastating. You can also follow up behind him like that if you feel comfortable with that attack right there. So you need a couple of free hits in. Here's this. We attack him 3 times, we back off. See? This is the way. You want to take advantage of moments where he stabs the staff into the ground. That is when he is at his weakest and most free to take damage. In the meantime, enjoy the music as well. The music of this fight is pretty great. I could have attacked him once there, but I wasn't close enough to capitalize on it, so I didn't get greedy. This fight is all about the endurance and patience. And like I said before, this fight is going to be a litmus for the rest of the game for you. So if you can get through this fight, you'll be able to make it through the rest of the main bosses of this game. It's very important that you just practice your patience, don't be greedy, take advantage of his weakest moment right there, and just do it again on repeat. Here it comes again. We get behind him, we swing, we back up. Free and easy. And now we go for the finish. One more time he does it, it's game over. Now keep in mind that you can do this with summons again as well, but that's something that it does change the dynamic of the fight because he'll actually change the targeting and it will change up his actual combos if he's able to remain close range to an enemy. And there we go. When you defeat him, you get a talisman pouch, which means you can equip a second talisman, which is a huge upgrade for your character. You can equip another talisman and become that much stronger, and then you're free to play the rest of the game. You can move on into Stormvale Castle, which is one of the best areas in the entire game. So much to explore, so much to do. It's exhilarating. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you get through Margit the Fell Omen. Thank you for tuning in for it. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you soon for more.